The reason you quit, it's not because you're not good enough or you're not motivated, you're just not one of those fit people. It's because you removed all that scaffolding, all those systems, the things that were keeping you on track.
You need these check-ins, these deadlines, all these little, think of it like scaffolding to bridge that gap between this momentary discipline to that autopilot life that we all kind of want to live.
There is a biological basis to why we need something to kind of look forward to, something to aim for.
What's your favorite Smash Mouth song?
None.
I'm a personal
big
fan of.
The only one you know, All Star.
I was trying to think of another one, but All Star. But yeah, it's All Star in the beginning of Shrek specifically.
Although I will say, the Shrek is the only thing
Shrek
that's
is love.
good about that.
Shrek is life.
That guy wasn't a great person.
Oh,
is he dead?
Shrek or this guy?
No, this guy. Smash.
Yeah, I've heard some weird things. Yeah,
is he alive?
No, he's dead.
No.
He had I think cirrhosis of the liver, if I'm not mistaken. That's the kind of research and information that we bring you, the loyal listener. What are we talking about today?
So we just finished a fitness challenge, and tell me, trainer.
Yes.
What usually happens when people finish a fitness challenge? On average.
There's a precipitous drop off in their activity. I think that's one good way to say it.
That's a great way to say it.
Yeah.
A pattern that we see time and time again.
A pattern almost as common as male pattern baldness.
Almost. Oh, that's pretty common.
That's pretty common nowadays.
And why would you say that is?
I'd say it's because they have no more deadline. They want to attribute it to having no quote unquote motivation, but I don't think that's the right word to use.
Yep, it's about accountability and having a deadline, having something that you're aiming for, something that has a set date.
And I'm not chastising, I'm not shitting on anybody because I'm the exact
We're
same way.
all like that, yeah, of course.
If I have a deadline, I'm probably going to wait to the last minute too, unless it's something I can't jib.
Yep, so we're going to get in that today. Why do we need accountability and why do we need deadlines and what you can do when you aren't in a fitness challenge right now? But we have some very good practical strategies that you can use to keep yourself accountable and keep yourself working out and not falling off the rails.
So today's going to be more of a psychological analysis of all these things. So put on your hats, guys. What hats? I don't know. The spinning hat. You guys think I own a spinning hat? Comment below.
I do.
Welcome back to another episode of the Be Fit Brothers podcast, guys. As usual, that's Julian and I'm Victor. And we're here to bring you some fitness advice, where fitness meets common sense. That's our slogan, ain't it?
It is.
Yeah, see, guys?
It sure is.
We got it.
Okay, let's go briefly into what the research says about accountability and how good humans are at holding ourselves accountable.
Bad.
Not too good, apparently. Yeah, it shows time and time again that self-regulation, in other words, keeping yourself accountable, we're not very good at it.
I mean, I would say the most valuable part of hiring a coach is that accountability. Besides, of course, the knowledge.
Wow, you're getting into that this early. Okay.
I'm just saying that's what I deem to be, that's what's most important because you just said we suck at keeping ourselves accountable.
Yeah, and we're going to get into how that is one of the practical things that you can do.
Sorry.
This guy's always jumping the gun. But everyone always talks about motivation. When it comes to fitness, motivation, I'm not motivated. But motivation, it's not constant. It's kind of like an emotion. And actually, the science shows us that motivation is not something that's like always there. It's either there or it's not. It fluctuates. Everybody knows what that feels like, where you're fired up to start something and you convince yourself that this time you're going to do it, and then 3 days later you slept bad or something happened and all of a sudden no motivation that day.
Yep.
So this goes hand in hand with what I like to call Julian's
theory of lazitivity.
Julian's biological theory of laziness.
I call it Julian's theory of lazitivity.
It's not mine at all. I mean, this is a fact, but I just like to point it out, which is we are wired to be lazy. I think people don't realize that. Like
you're wired to conserve energy.
Yes, what we try to do here, which is encourage people to get up early in the morning, lift really heavy weights 5-6 days a week, is not a natural thing to do by any means.
And it's hard as shit.
It's hard. So what I mean by that is I don't want people to feel like there's something wrong with them because they keep reaching for the donut or the burger or the fries and they rather stay in their warm bed instead of getting up to lift heavy things. Like,
you didn't feel like getting up? Oh, you're so unique.
If I would argue that you're unnatural if you are the type of person that's like freakishly consistent.
Yeah, like our friend Maynard who wakes up at 5 a.m. every day for no reason.
Manie. But so let's start there. It's not like there's something wrong with you. You're not supposed to want to live that kind of lifestyle. So where do we go from there? We're bad at self-regulation and we're naturally drawn towards unhealthy things.
Inherently lazy.
We are. I mean, we like to consider. If you look at animals in the wild, most of the time they're resting.
They're chilling. Look at the male lion. They don't do shit.
Nothing. They're the most probably overrated animal.
Whoa!
I think so.
I think they're underrated.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Let's get into it.
Well, I mean, they live a dream life.
King of the jungle, my ass. The female lions do all the work.
Yeah, because they know where their bread gets buttered.
It's messed up, man. The patriarchy lives on even in the animal kingdom.
I didn't say it.
We perform best when we lock ourselves into commitments before emotions change. This is like when
that happens to me all the time.
They put you in rehab and you agree to it.
I've never gone to rehab.
You agree to it because you're like, it's after a bad bender.
Yeah,
you
like,
agree
I
to
need it. You're like, just one
and
more.
Then literally the next day you're like, why the hell did I agree to this?
I was gonna say that's much more unrelatable. How many people the hell do you know about that? For me, it's more in the sense that you're like having a good time with people. You're like, next Friday we're going to here and there, and you're like, yeah, let's go. Friday comes around, you're like, I don't want to do anything. I want to stay home and be on my couch. At least that's what happens to me every single time.
Which is a reason why once you're locked into the commitment, obviously you get more favorable results because you have no choice. You agreed to it.
Especially if you like, let's say, buy a ticket or pay for your 5K or what have you, whatever you may be doing.
Exactly. What else? External deadlines lead to better performance.
Proved it best.
Okay, this is an important one. External deadlines. So deadlines that you didn't choose. Because when you say, oh, I'm going to do this.
You can push it back. You can do a lot of stuff with it, yeah.
Exactly. So again, we're just not good at keeping ourselves accountable and regulating our own deadlines.
I think we should preface this too by saying, a 5% of you are going to be like, I'm good at it. I do this and that. Then ignore it,
How'd that work with your math homework, huh?
Well, I don't know who this guy's talking to today. He's talking about rehab and math homework. Are you all right? What's
going on? Where I went with that is the person that's like obsessed with fitness and says they can hold themselves accountable probably didn't do too well in math class. And I'm just saying, most of you are going to be like, yep, that's true. I did delay my math homework.
I do have a good job.
Maybe I'm talking about myself.
I was going to say, I don't know the correlation at all, but...
I was actually decent at math. I just didn't like it. Still don't. But I can add in 45-pound increments marvelously.
Oh, yeah, me too. 45, 35, 25, and 15s
That's gym math, baby.
My bread and butter.
So, like you said, the parallel in fitness is the real reason why most people hire either a coach or some sort of community is the check-ins, the accountability that person or that community brings to them, that they're checking in on you, that they're calling you, that they might text you on that day that you have the low motivation, that if you missed a few days, it's like, hey, what's going on? Or did you do the thing that you said you were going to do? I think most people need that. Not only can benefit from that, but they need that.
That's 100% you for me. And I usually don't recommend it to be somebody that's so close to you, especially like a best friend or something, because you just tell him to F off. I can't tell him to F off, though. He's very aggressive, guys.
Like if you've never noticed.
I'm abused. But no, seriously, I wouldn't recommend it to be a close friend or anything like that because it's much easier to dismiss them or to tell them off or to come up with an excuse. But if it's somebody like an authority figure or somebody you're paying or a small community of people, which is like, several people, I think it's harder to let them down.
100%. And according to some of these studies that I'm looking at here,
you have studies on there?
Should be a credible, benevolent observer that tracks your progress. I don't know about benevolent, but I can do that. I can do the others.
I was like, benevolent? I can't even spell benevolent.
The reason it says that is because it actually has been proven that, people say shaming works great or like you need a militant person. And yes, that can work in some cases, but for the most part, that can create even more damage and resentment. Like, that's not the like ruling with an iron fist. That's not it doesn't lead to the best outcomes.
Yeah, would you rather be feared or loved? That whole discussion.
Mm-hmm. Credible, benevolent. All right, credible is the key word here because you said it. You don't want your friend to do it because your friend, what do they know? First of all, you don't know if they're gonna stay motivated. Half the time, you get an accountability buddy and one of you drops off, and then it's like boom. But also, that word credible is somebody who has a track record, somebody who will keep you accountable. That's why you go to a professional, either a personal trainer, a coach, somebody who has that track record of, this is what I do.
Even something as far as like joining a run club or something like that, I feel like that's a...
Yeah, although, we could get into little details about this, but like I would argue that a run club, especially the way they are these days, there's so many people there, no one's gonna notice.
You won't notice?
That's the thing. You don't want to go somewhere where people don't notice if you're not there, because you will try to get away with it if you can.
But I'm sure all these little I've never been to one, guys. Don't invite me either. I don't want to go. But I would think that you notice if like somebody, because it's like, a big group, but then you have like your little micro tribe within the bigger tribe.
Yeah,
somebody there would
we're
notice.
lucky enough to have that. I would give a better example is our own small group training program
for sure.
here at BFit, trademarked, is because we made it small for a reason.
Yeah.
It's not because it's the only place that we can afford and it's not that big. That's not it at all. It's because smaller communities, they become friends. Everybody keeps themselves accountable. They will text you if you're not here.
Yeah.
They will notice if you're not here. So a small group like that will keep you accountable.
And it's more about like these places with bigger classes, like, or these places that are like more like a revolving door. Like you said, you kind of like blend in. It's like a herd of sheep. You're not gonna notice unless you have them out marked. One of my sheep is missing. You know what I mean? Especially from the trainer's point of view.
Yeah, that's why gyms resort to like automated things, which doesn't have the same kind of feel
at all. I could ignore a text from a machine all day.
And we can also ignore like what these apps do is they try to gamify it and they try to send you notifications. I don't know about you, but I'm really good at ignoring those.
Oh, I'm great. Come on, you know me.
Yeah,
like the Duolingo owl threatens you.
You haven't used really?
Oh yeah. I swear, it pulls out a knife and everything.
Freaking learn French, you piece of shit.
Bonsoir, you piece of shit. Or whatever. And I think this is part of what a good coach does. It's not like the classic cliche of I'm gonna go to the gym, my coach is gonna yell at me, my coach is gonna do this and berate me.
It's not Jillian Michaels.
It's not Jillian Michaels. It's not Julian Michaels. It's giving you some sort of expectation, a visible expectation, and then they're expecting you to be there too. So it's that accountability is I think what's most invaluable, having a credible and benevolent coach.
Yeah, this person is expecting me to show up Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that like gets locked into your head that you're gonna show up to this place.
And then that kind of becomes part of your identity. It's not a matter of, I'm gonna show up at some point this week and I'm motivated. It's I'm gonna show up. I'm the person that works up Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's just who I am. My trainer's expecting me, and I just kind of like after 2 months, they say it becomes a habit. 2-3 months.
60 days, 60-something days. We'll talk about it. I have it in the notes.
Okay. Yeah. So
it's not 21 days. That was a myth.
21. That's way too short. That's way too short. So I think that expectation is what really sets us apart, or sets a good coach apart from hiring your best friend or telling your best friend.
Yeah, for sure. And you briefly touched on it. I think we're gonna get into it deeper later. But the most important thing in habit setting and you trying to become the person you're trying to become is tying things to your identity. So if you've never heard that concept, where I know it from is from the #1 habits book by James Clear's Atomic Habits. And it's the best advice I've ever heard. And me doing this for, I don't know, at this point, 16 years, it's exactly that. When you tie something to your identity, it's not, I'm gonna start working out, I need to lose 20 pounds. It's none of that. It's, I'm the type of person that wakes up at 6 a.m. and works out. I'm the workout person. I work out.
Yeah.
I run. You can tie whatever you want to your identity. On the other hand, you can tie the negative stuff to, I can never do that. Yeah. I'm not the type. I'm uncoordinated. I've never worked out. I'm not a runner. You can tie whatever you want to your identity. It becomes your reality.
I'm a millionaire.
That's what I say every morning.
Please, God.
What is it? Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill. This guy knows what I'm talking about. Let's go a little deeper into deadlines, because I always think, I don't know about you, but like I think about homework, and I think about like when things are due in school, tests, homework, research projects. Why do we need deadlines?
Oh God, where can I begin? As a person with ADHD, deadlines are my best friend. If I don't have a deadline, it's probably not getting done, and you know that better than anyone. I need the structure. I need the finite time frame. This has to be done by this point. If not, I'll dilly-daddle and I'll do anything else. Look, I just got this tennis ball from somewhere. I'll do anything that's not that task. So what I was telling you the other day is something like signing up for a race, signing up for a 5K. All right, why is that good for me? Because I can't jip it. I can't just show up that day and be like, I'll wing it.
I'm papelazo.
Yeah, I'm papelazo. I'm not going to show up and wing a 5K. You got to at least practice.
This guy's going to do it.
Yeah, he's going to do it. But it's like...
Our producer Maynard
is going to do it. But it's like giving a speech. Like, I could jip a speech. I'll show up and I'll pull something out of my ass.
And you embarrass yourself like the sapient.
No, I'm good at it. I'm not an asshole. So yeah, something like that that's tangible, I feel is completely necessary. And that's why it's so important to have a good coach or somebody that's going to program things for you, your workouts, all of these things into like micro sessions. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
Don't program, 5 years from now, I'm going to be the type of person that, no. these 4 months are going to be focused on these sets of movements, or these are our goals for these 4 months. These micro goals and these deadlines, I feel like, are invaluable to your progress.
Can I put on my Andrew Huberman outfit? There's a physiological reason why you like that. And it's dopamine driven. So we like rewards, right? Like that's what shapes our behavior. So having a deadline, for example, this challenge just ended, 35 days. There was an end date, October 11th. You know you have to go hard until that day. It's like a feedback loop that's closed. Like we did it. So that gives you a little boost, a little dopamine rush of, 4 days left, 3 days left. I'm almost there.
Yeah.
I had some hard times, but I did it. It's not perfect, but I'm about to get to that finish line. But if there is no finish line, you're kind of just drifting along. So I think it's important for people to understand that there is a biological basis to why we need something to kind of look forward to, something to aim for. One of the reasons why we don't do it as much now, we used to measure people once a month, is because you knew you had that measurement day coming up. Now, it was a little excessive to do it once a month, which is why we don't do it anymore. But it definitely motivated people. It's like, I know my coach is going to measure me. It's going to show. So what research shows is that you need, on average, about 66 days for a habit to form.
It's a weird number.
Which is a lot longer than people think. But it also gives you a really interesting insight into why most people quit. Because most people quit well before that. And it's because they don't set themselves up from the beginning. Like they don't get those 2 months of accountability to get to those 66 days.
That's why it's so upsetting.
And that's just a recipe for failure.
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off, but that's so upsetting to me when somebody tries like a fitness plan or program for 2 weeks, a month. They're like, it wasn't really for me. Well, I mean, you didn't really give it the chance to settle in. You didn't give yourself the chance to absorb this stuff. You just tried it. It was difficult because duh. And no, it's not for me. Like, kind of let it set in, give it some time.
That has a lot to do with expectations, which we talk a lot on this podcast. And that's like, it's a big problem because if you expected to lose 10 pounds in a week and then you didn't, this isn't working. You're only a week in, but that's why we would advise for you 2 things. One, don't have unrealistic expectations. That's why you got to work with a professional. And number 2, it's not about the 10 pounds. Like you're not only working out to lose those 10 pounds because like I always say, what happens when you lose them? Are you done working out?
Yeah.
Like the people that you look up to and that, wow, that person, they're so consistent. Oh, their body this, they can do that. How do they do it? Guess what? They never stop.
No.
They are the people that are working out multiple times a week. So the biggest advice would be put yourself in a position where it's sink or swim. Like you're in the challenge now. You're in a 35-day or 75 hard, whatever it's going to be. I don't recommend that one that much, but you know what I'm saying? Put yourself in the position, hire the coach. Hey, I want you to keep me accountable for the next 2 months because after those 2 months, the odds are now in your favor. But if you don't do that, you know what it is? What I think it is? I think people don't take the leap. I think people want like a safety net out. Like, if I don't like this, or what they'll do is like, I'm gonna get a home gym.
Yeah.
Failure generating.
I'm gonna
move.
buy a Peloton.
I'm gonna do a home gym because I could do it out of the comfort of my home.
Yeah.
I could just like step out of working from home, step away and do that. What you're really doing is, it's a way out. I'm holding myself accountable. I can not show up when I don't want to. I can jib the workout. I can go half the intensity that I would have gone if I went somewhere. So think about that because we sabotage ourselves all the time. And I know it's one of those things where it could be unconscious, but really think about that. Like, I know I do that. Like if I'm scared to make a leap, then it's like, okay, let me try like the bite-sized version of
which
it.
is a jib. It's like bowling with bumpers. You're going to bowl with bumpers your whole life? Like, you're never going to learn to bowl then. You're never going to know what a gutter is and how to adjust it.
Yep.
And I know a thing or two about gutter balls.
That's nothing.
That's not a pervert joke, by the way. So get your head out of the gutter. All right. So to conclude this little segment, I think a lot of people are like jealous of, but this guy does it. He's kind of like on autopilot or like he's so disciplined. But you don't just get there. I think if you're somebody that's not that way, you need these check-ins, these deadlines, all these little think of it like scaffolding to bridge that gap between this momentary discipline to that autopilot life that we all kind of want to live. You want to live that autopilot life of I make these good decisions and it's just who I am. Like I said, it's my identity. That doesn't come overnight. You need to bridge that gap. And I think to construct that bridge, it's the discipline, all these
What
little
an
things.
analogy. The scaffolding for the bridge.
Yeah, right?
It's a building analogy.
Yeah,
No, I
you got to go
agree.
from one to the other. Otherwise, you're never going to be that autopilot guy.
And I feel like 90% of people get this wrong. They do it the other way around. They rely on motivation, but you should rely on structure, systems. Like every habit expert will tell you that. So what you mean by that, to make it practical, is how do I make it so that I'm less likely to fail? And the way you do that is you, like I said, take the leap and set up these systems and say, I'm not going to worry about anything else, just keeping with these systems that I've set up for myself, whatever that might mean. It might mean, I heard somebody say the other day, when I started with my trainer, I had my appointment at 9 a.m., but then I realized like I got off to a late start and then my whole day started kind of late. So they were like, I'm not a morning person by any means, but I started switching from 9 to 8 and then from 8 to 7 and like systematically made it so that I have to get up. Like if I have an appointment with my trainer at 7 a.m., I have to get up at 6. So they knew that if that person would have told themselves, I'm just going to get up at 6, not going to happen. But what they did is they set an appointment with a trainer at 7 a.m. Now they have to get up at 6. And they said it made a world of a difference for their productivity, quality of life, all of that.
I do that when I take a nap. I don't know if this is going to sound funny because it's like a lazy thing. But if I nap.
This theory of napping. This is interesting.
Big theory of napativity.
For real.
I could nap forever. I can nap 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm a napper. I'm a
God bless.
currently nappy person. But I can't. Like I don't have that much time in the day. You can't be napping all day. So what I do is I'll nap strategically 20 minutes before I have to leave to work. Because guess what? If I don't get up in those 20 minutes, I'm late to work. So that's my theory. Give yourself the deadline before. That's the only way I get up. If not, I will stay napping.
My example of that is setting up, like the other day we ran hill sprints on a Sunday morning at 8 a.m., right? So what is that going to make you do? Go to sleep a little earlier on Saturday, maybe not have those drinks that you had planned on having. Again, it's if you set up the systems and people expect you to be there, expect you to show up, it shapes your entire behavior. We hear it here all the time, like, oh, when I started working out here, my sleep got a lot better. I feel like I have to go to sleep a little bit earlier because I need to be well rested, and B, I'm tired from all the training. So it helps the fact that I need to get up early. And again, that's your appointment. That's your deadline.
Same with what we hear almost every Monday. I really didn't want to be here today, but you're here waiting for me and blah, blah, blah.
Yep. And just a little tip. We're about to get into the practical advice, but a little tip on that is this is why regular membership gyms don't work, because you can't just, it's not enough accountability to just pay something every month. Because if it's $10 a month, who cares? Like, I'm not going to show up and it's fine. It's showing up to a place where they're going to call you, they're going to text you, they're going to let you know, hey, what the hell's going on? Because you know what? Like, you have to just accept the fact that you need the accountability. So let's go on to practical, just a nice rapid fire of what can you do? Especially, a lot of our people, they've just finished a challenge and a lot of them, sadly, they don't get their shit together, just to be blunt. They don't get their shit together until the next challenge, which is, 2.5 months from now?
Yep.
And it's like, you don't want to be that person that requires a challenge to have your stuff together. So
not to mention, these upcoming months are dangerous with the food and the drinking and the lack of activity.
Yeah,
and the
we're filming this right before holiday season.
Yeah, if you guys are watching this right now, it is October something.
Practical tips. Number 1, create external checkpoints, milestones, something that you're looking forward to.
Like a DUI checkpoint. You don't want to I'm just kidding. I'm done with the analogies.
No, our analogies are degenerate.
You don't want to pull up to the
it's
DUI
rehab
checkpoint
clinics.
Hammered. You don't want to pull up hammered.
When you sign up to the, when they take you to the
rehab clinic, we've all been there.
That last time they took me.
You're coming with me to rehab. Oh, I hate it.
Okay, so this would be like setting up a measurable review, and measurable is the key here. Yeah. So that could be something like what we talked about, body fat evaluations, a DEXA scan, even though that's a little expensive. It could be something where you're measuring your mile pace, like, okay, I'm gonna be at this pace and once a quarter, something like that, every 4 to 8 weeks. You have something where you're getting a review of some sort.
Yeah.
Coaches do, we do this inherently, and we're constantly measuring stuff and tracking if you have a good coach. If your coach doesn't write things down.
Uh-oh.
So what that's really doing is creating a sense of urgency, and that's what you really need, is that urgency.
Yeah. And that for me, that's the true meaning of accountability, because any other way you put accountability is kind of BS if you don't have any way to measure, like, hey, has this person been consistent with their stuff? Because otherwise, like I said earlier, you can gyp some things. You can't gyp your body fat. Guess what? I'm going to know if you overate or if you didn't work out because it's not going to go down. So these little things, like you said, these external deadlines and things that you kind of can't cheat are invaluable to your motivation.
And let's say you don't want to go with a measurement, because I understand that the measurement is tricky. It messes with people's heads. It's not for everyone. Well, that's what performance type of milestones are for. So if you tell yourself by this date, I want to be able to do a 150-pound squat, or I want to be able to do a pistol squat or a pull-up, whatever it is. Again, make sure your expectations are valid and not crazy.
We've had people come in that have never worked out a day in their life. How long till I can do a human flag? Or like, never.
Wow, that's messed up. But it's true, but it's messed up. An example right now is we're all training for that 5K. It's October. This is in December, right? But I have my own goals of where I want my pace to be by then. And it's great because you have, like, I can measure my 5K today and I can be like, okay, you're at this time. I want you to be at this other time by the time December hits. So it's a nice, easily measurable outcome. And you can do that with strength too.
Hashtag beat Kelly.
Yep. What is this if-then plan crap?
The way I think about it and the way I use this is, let's say I'm supposed to run today and I say, if I get home and it's not raining, I'm going to go for a run. And it happens. At least it works for me. It happened to me last Friday, I believe it was. I was like, if it stops raining, because it was raining all day pretty much Friday, I was like, I'm going to go for a run. En efectivo, around 5 p.m. it stopped and I was like, all right, this is my chance. Like, there's no if, I guess I should say, if, ands, or buts about it. The brain likes those like pre-decisions. I don't know if it works for everybody else, but it definitely works for me.
Yeah, I see it more of because in your example, there's a chance for you not to run, which I don't like that.
I mean, it could happen though.
I know, but here's the way I would set it up is I'm going to run when I get home. But if it's raining, I'm going to do a 20-minute HIIT workout instead.
Okay, I don't like that because I don't want to do the HIIT workout.
Of course you don't, but that's the whole point. That's the whole point, is doing the thing that you don't want to do. So, because here's what happens, and this is perfectly normal, perfectly human thing to do, is life gets in the way. It gets busy. You wanted to go to the class at 6 p.m., but your meeting ran late.
Yeah.
You wanted to wake up early, but your kid decided to throw up in the middle of the night. So you always have a backup plan of, if I can't do it because I got out of work late, I already have planned that I'm going to go for a walk around my neighborhood. Like I'm ready for that. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to skip the workout. So that's what it is.
Completely the opposite of what I said.
No, it's a backup plan is what it is.
Oh, okay, I like that.
So, I mean, this, I guess it kind of takes it, and this comes from like scientific literature, by the way, this strategy. But have you ever seen those like software that it's like, if this happens, if this condition happens, then that?
It's called if this, then that.
Exactly. Yeah. So like if, I don't know, the SaaS people, the software developers will understand this.
Sassy.
I don't even know how to explain it, but if this condition is met, then it triggers
it's
that.
A programming.
Exactly, it's a programming thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess, I don't know if we explained that correctly. We may have butchered the whole thing.
I butchered it. Don't take my advice. Was shit.
The way that I see it is because, okay, this happened to a lot of people. If you guys live in South Florida, you would know that it's rained every single day for the last 2 months. I'm not exaggerating, every single day, right? So
if that's your only time to run,
if your plan is I'm gonna run outside, guess what? You're cooked. You played yourself. So hallelujah. So what you say to yourself is, I'm not gonna rely on the weather. If it's raining outside, I'm either gonna go to a gym, to a treadmill, or I'm gonna do a 20-minute home workout. But like, I'm gonna do a workout.
Yeah.
I want you to take out of your mind that it's not an option. Skipping it is not an option. Mm-hmm. I think it's a little hard for people to.
But like you said, you have to preset that. It can't be. It can't be I guess.
But that's part of the scaffolding. We should have prefaced this by saying that if you don't have a plan, you're screwed.
Yeah, you're cooked.
Right? You have to sit down and write a plan, and that's part of the systems, the scaffolding, the accountability. All of the stuff we've been talking about requires you sitting down there and being like, okay, I have 30 minutes. Tuesday and Thursday. The other days I have a little more time. Oh, maybe let me talk to my spouse and see if you'll take care of the kids. Like, that's how my wife and I do it. It's like last night she goes to a martial arts class. I come home, I take care of the kids. I'll be like, hey, I want to go for a run these 2 days of the week. Like, can you stay with the kid? Okay, we're constantly planning, again, for both of us, it's identity-based habits. Like, we're both non-negotiable, working out 6 days a week. Like, there's no negotiation going on. But you have to plan. There's no other way around it.
100%.
Okay, this is an important one. Having a what we call supportive accountants.
But buddy, just kidding. Make sure it's not a buddy.
Yeah, not necessarily a friend, although certain types of friend could help, but somebody who expects updates.
Yeah.
Somebody who is systematically keeping track of you, basically. Systematic.
Wow, same thing I was going to say.
Hydromatic.
I think it's gonna be Grease Lightning.
See, that guy didn't need to work out.
Hell no.
Cocaine and cigarettes. Can you pass me my Celsius?
Cocaine and cigarette. We're going right back to rehab, buddy. Come on, come on.
Today's episode is brought to you by Celsius. Celsius, live fit.
I hate this part. I guess you're gonna pour it. I'm not even looking. Sounds like you're pissing in it.
That was a good pour. You know, I feel like even though we're the ones giving these tips, this is not that easy to find.
No, definitely not.
Even with a coach, like, I'll be honest, I don't really like keep my clients that accountable. I guess because I've been training my people for so long, like,
no, but you
don't need it anymore.
You do in the sense that if they don't show up, it's not like, oh, okay.
Well, because they're coming physically, yeah, of
like,
course.
no,
but I'm thinking about the type of person that like can afford a trainer, can afford to go to a place where, because obviously this costs money, you know? You're not just gonna have somebody checking in on you all the time out of the kindness of their own heart, or you might have somebody like that.
You might find some kind people. I know Nat is one of these people. Our coach Cricket is one of these people that even if you're not training with her, they care enough and they know that you have some sort of goal. Like, hey, look, you told me you were going to run the 5K in December. I know we're talking about that a lot. It's just what's coming up.
Yeah.
So I care about you. I haven't seen you run this week. What's up? Show me your receipts. I haven't seen your Strava. I haven't seen you post on here. So there are some people out there. It's just, like you said, it's hard to find them.
Yeah. I think the hardest part of this particular thing would be finding the person because not everyone is blessed to have that kind of, you know, somebody like that around. Like, I'm trying to think if I wasn't in this world of gyms and stuff like that, like, who would I reach out to? Like
me.
And this one is a good one. Add some sort of like stakes that actually will hit you where it hurts.
Wagyu, New York strip. What are we talking?
Those are good. STA.
Oh, like what you kill a vampire with. Got it. Wooden stakes. Yeah.
You know, there's a whole website where
you can buy wooden stakes.
No. There's a whole website where it's an accountability thing. You set a goal. You say, I'm going to do this by this date. And if I don't, they have my credit card information and you're giving them money. Like you're giving them $100, you're giving them $20 or whatever.
Wow, for doing nothing?
It's either that or I believe it goes to some sort of charity. That would be the better option.
How do they know you did it?
Well, I mean, I guess it's, it's either something that you can prove or it's... I
was going to say, because I'll just jip it.
What's the term? Honesty policy? What is it? What is it when you like, it's just your word? Like,
yeah.
I know, I just drew a blank. This is the point of where I've had too much caffeine.
What is that called?
The honor system.
The honor system. Is that,
we
don't have any, so.
Jesus, we're brain dead.
Our honor system is cooked.
So that's the thing. It's not, it can be monetary. I saw some guy on Twitter the other day say, if I don't weigh 100, I guess he weighed like 180 something pounds. Like if I don't weigh 175 pounds and he put the date, he's like, for every like that this gets, I'll send you, I don't remember how much it was, $1. By the time I looked, he had like 6,000 something likes. So that he was already $6,000 in the hole, right? But that's a perfect example of two of these. One is a monetary stakes. The other one is like a social,
judgmental,
public commitment.
Yeah.
If you go out and say, I'm going to do this, now you're like, you better do it because the consequences of you not keeping your word are pretty steep. You know, we're social creatures. So I think that's a great one to go out and social media straight up. Yeah. I'm going to run this marathon or by this date, I'm going to do this. Yeah. Because now it's like, you better do it.
Yeah.
So
something that works for me like that is I like to run in public so I don't make a fool of myself. Because if I was running privately, I feel like it would be a lot easier for me to stop, a lot easier for me to walk more. So if I run out like in the streets, I don't want people to see me like dying. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And it's also a reason why, again, not to crap on home gyms. Like I don't have anything against them, but this is just reality. You're not going to push yourself as hard as you would push yourself in a class setting or with other people around because obviously like you're either inspired or you want to compete or you don't want to look like
the slob,
the weak one. Yeah. So you're always going to push a little bit harder. And that's why people, some of the people said like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to myself and say I'm gonna work out at home. I'm just not gonna go that hard. So again, it's that being around other people, putting yourself in a situation where now the stakes are higher.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I never worked out as hard as when we worked out collectively, all the trainers together.
Which is why I miss that. I miss being able to work out together because, I mean, now we all have different schedules and it kind of sucks. But yeah. I was listening to a Navy SEAL on Huberman this week, which is a great episode, by the way. And he was talking about how 5 days a week, him and his crew, I guess he has like a business with a bunch of other dudes like him. And it's non-negotiable. Like 7 to like 8:30, they all work out together and they push each other. And I'm like, man, what a great idea. And that's how they start their day. After that, everybody showers and now you start your actual day.
Shower together?
Shower together, of course. The best way to shower. So anyway, all that to say that you need some sort of stakes. You need skin in the game.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one. Leverage the fresh start effect, quote unquote, fresh start. What this means is that I know you guys can relate to this. It's the New Year's mentality.
Oh, God.
No, but hear me out. Not waiting till New Year. It's using every little excuse that you can. Like my birthday, like by my birthday, I'm going to do this. Or
keep calm.
It's my birthday. The start of fall. It could be something silly, whatever you want it to be, but it's fresh start means that, for example, right now we just finished a challenge. Okay, that's like the closing of a chapter, but let's open up a new one because now this is an exciting thing. Like now we're looking forward to the 5K. After the 5K, we're gonna look forward to something else. Like setting up this like fresh start. I finished the thing. Now I get to start this new thing. But that's crucial because that bridge of when I finished the thing to when I started, you better have a fresh, like something else to look forward to, basically.
Yeah, that one was kind of confusing for me because I'm like, I don't know, this kind of seems like it falls into, diet starts Monday camp, but it seems like it's something completely different.
Well, I think that this is the easiest one to jib. This is one where you can make excuses for yourself to I'm gonna do this. No, well, you have to follow through, obviously. Yeah. But what it's saying is leveraging this inclination that humans have towards like, this is a fresh start. Like, for some reason, birthday is a good one because, like, for example, I have like big goals before my 40th birthday. I turned 38 not too long ago. It gives me like a nice amount of time where like, okay, by this date, it's again a deadline, and it's like we like to have that fresh start of like this ended, but now I get to start like clean, start fresh. But of course, I know what your reservations are with this one. Adam?
Comment below if you hate Adam Levine from Maroon 5.
So to conclude, I want you guys to think about that. The reason you quit, it's not because you're not good enough or you're not motivated, you're just not one of those fit people. It's because you removed all that scaffolding, all those systems, the things that were keeping you on track. You got rid of them because you fooled yourself into thinking, I'm going to do it on my own, or I'm going to do this and that. And it's not saying that you can't do it on your own. It's just that put yourself in a better position. It's like the parent that put their kid in a camp or like a school where they demand a certain GPA. Like all of a sudden you can't fail.
No.
Like if you fail, they'll kick your ass out. So you have to do the same thing as an adult. First of all, come to terms with the fact that you need this accountability. Everybody does. I don't care how type A you are. You need the accountability, and don't remove these systems from your life because now you're inviting
it's so easy to fall into your general malaise and your general, obviously we're all going to go back to what's easiest and what comes naturally, which is sitting on a couch, comfort, eating unhealthy snacks. Like all of these other things take effort, and without these structures and these guidelines, it's so easy to slip. And before you know it, I won't work out today. It turns into I didn't work out for 3 weeks. And then that's a slippery slope. You know how hard it is to start again after 3 weeks. So,
exactly. The good news about all this is that you don't have to have these crazy systems forever. Once you get it part of your identity, then you can kind of get away with slipping here and there because you've already said to yourself, like me, I always say, I'm always going to, as God willing, as long as I'm healthy and able, I'm always going to work out. Well, you never know, dude. You get hit by a truck. As long as I can, I'm going to work out. So I don't have to worry about, like, you're never going to have to come to me, dude, like, I see that you haven't worked out for 2 weeks. Like, on the contrary, you might have to tell me to slow it down. So what I'm trying to say is you might only need these strict systems for a while. And then once you've realized that, okay, no, I'm the type of person, I'm never going to stop working out, or I make healthier food choices when I can, then
it's like I missed the day, but who cares? Because I know I'm the type of person
I'm right back at it, baby. Yeah. Yup. I might have gone on vacation for a week, no problem. I come back and I'm right back in the game.
It again, yeah.
But I think for most people, you have to realize that it takes a lot of systems to keep you on track. So just have that, you know?
Just have them.
I mean, everyone listening that's part of our BFET ecosystem, they get that. That's why they're here. That's why they're part of the community. That's why they've been here for years, because this is my thing. I'm not going to stop that. I see all the benefits and I understand how beneficial it is for me.
Yeah.
And I think there's a level of honesty that you have as well, where it's like, I'm not going to do this on my own. Like, let's face it, I'm not.
Yeah,
So,
it's crucial. We hope you guys learned something today, and we hope that we helped you, especially if you just finished a challenge like a lot of our members, or if you're just feeling that lack of motivation. Set these little guidelines, and we promise you it's going to help you in the long run. With that being said, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the BFIT Brothers podcast.
Listening to this podcast would be a nice little accountability thing.
Yeah.
So share it with people.
Do that. All right, guys. See you at the next one.
I hope you go out good day.